All right, what's up, y'all? Mike Atwater here, and I'm going to talk to you about the 3 basic slash chords you need to know before you learn the cage system, so you can utilize all the cage shapes on all 6 strings and all the partials. Okay. For example, there are some shapes that are limited to 5 strings, like the C shape here, the A shape, 5 strings, and the D shape, which is 4 strings. Right? And we're going to talk about how to play the 4th, 5th, and 6th string partial of those shapes in the future. But right now I'm just going to show you the slash chords you need to know before you learn how to utilize the 4th, 5th, and 6th string cage system partials. Okay? So the first one you need to know is an A with the E in the bass. Okay? It's that simple. A/E. So you're playing an A chord, adding an E in the bass. Very popular for country musicians and stuff like that. But yeah, so all you're doing is just playing an A chord, adding that open E. And if I move that up about 3 frets, it's now a movable shape in the cage system. Okay? So if you notice, an A/E chord is simply an A chord with an E in the bass. There's already an E in the A chord, but we're just stating with that A/E that there's an E in the bass of A. Because most of our chords, we use the root is the name of the chord. Okay, so an A chord, the A is the root, but an A/E, an A with an E in the bass, has an E in the bass. Okay, so that's it right there. All right, so the next one you need to work on is the C with the G in the bass, okay? And that would be called C/G. That's a C/ chord, okay? So C chord, and all we're doing is adding this G on the 6th string, okay? And what I do is I put my 3rd finger up there on the 6th string, and then put my pinky where my 3rd finger was on the 5th string. So my 3rd finger's on the 3rd fret, 6th string, and I'm playing. Another popular one for country rhythm players. So we're just adding that 5th on top of the C, which is a G. And again, this is still a basic C chord, but I'm adding a G on top. You notice in C, there's already a G in there. There's an open G string right there. So I'm just going to put the G on there, and I'm playing a C chord with a G in the bass. All right. Now, if you move that up 3 frets, we now have a movable shape on the 4th, 5th, and 6th string. Okay. So that's the C/G. So far, we got the A with an E in the bass, A chord, add that 6th string, and then we now have that movable shape, which we'll talk about in the future. C with a G in the bass. Move that up as well on the 4th, 5th, and 6th string. And one more, okay? We got a D chord. And let's work on this one slowly. We're going to add 2 notes to the D chord, okay? So from the 4th to the 1st string, I have a D chord. All right, let's see if there's an A in that D chord, because the 5th string is an A, and we want to add that. Well, you'll notice the 2nd fret of the 3rd string is an A note. So we can add the 5th string, which is an A string. But we want to add one more after that. So what I'm playing right here is a D with an A in the bass. Okay? And we can do that because we already have an A in the chord. All right, now we want to add one more, okay? We want to add an F sharp here. You'll notice there's already an F sharp in D. So we still have a D major here, but we're just calling it a D with an F sharp in the bass because we're changing that root. That 1st string you hit, well, it's not a root, actually. It's the 1st string you hit. Because the root of a D chord with an F sharp in the bass is still D, but we're just adding that F sharp, okay? So that shape becomes movable now if you want to move it up 3 frets as well. Right? So, again, let's start with the A with an E in the bass. All right, a C with a G in the bass. All right, and a D with an F sharp in the bass. And we're gonna hit that A string too. So remember, we're just adding notes to the base of these chords. We're not changing the root. It's the same root. A with an E in the bass is still an A chord with an A in the root, but an E in the bass, all right? C with a G in the bass is still a simple C major chord. We're just adding a G in the bass. So that's a C rooted chord. All right, and a D with an F sharp in the bass. Ooh, that's rattly, I'm sorry. Let me get that set up. D with an F sharp in the bass is still a D major chord. We're just saying that there's an F sharp in the bass there. Okay? All right, so there's your slash chords you need to know before you learn the cage system so that you can play the cage system on all 6 strings. I'm Mike Atwater, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out the follow-up for this one probably next week. All right, see ya.